Good morning! Welcome to Tuesday. So today Mrs. Pyre's video is looking a little bit different because Mrs. Pyre is up here and the video camera is pointing down here. And the reason why is I wanted to do some stuff with string today. As you know, as I said in yesterday's video, it is National Indigenous Peoples Day on Sunday. So I wanted to do a couple things. And to tell you like what I did yesterday. So yesterday I finished off that anklet. So what I'll do now is I'm going to keep it tied on permanently. So I will wrap it around my ankle and I will like put all the strings through and then tie it on so it stays on for another year. But you could put, like I say, a bead on there, and then there's these little guys would wrap around that bead. So that's what I'll do at a later date. But first thing, to kind of celebrate our Indigenous Peoples Day on Sunday, is I want to show you part of a game called Cat's Cradle. Now, some of you may have heard of Cat's Cradle before. I'm just moving the camera just a slight smidge. I think I knocked it over. There we go. It's in Cat's Cradle is a game that a lot of people believe that the Inuit people played, which they did, but it was actually played all over the world and for thousands and thousands of years. So it's an old game. Or different variations of this game have been played all over the world for many, many years. So you're going to need a piece of string that's tied in the middle, and I have it longer than my shoulder. If you could see, it would go up past my shoulder, so it's quite a long string that I've tied. And then I put my hands in it to wrap it around. So I put my hands like in the circle, and then I wrap my hand around one more time because I need this line to go. I just want to move that knot so you can't. There we go. I need that line to be on my palm, right? Whereas this one, there's no real line, like it's just sitting there. So I'm just going to take my hand and I'm going to wrap it around and pull it tight. Okay. And then I have a line on my hand and then around both the back, like it's gone around the back of my hands. Then I'm going to take our middle fingers and I'm going to go underneath, right? And I'm going to pull that tight. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to see how it makes kind of like a T. I'm going to take that finger and I'm going in between. So I'm going to make sure that those strings are on each side. I'm going to go underneath and pull that tight. Now, what would happen is if you had somebody close by, they would be playing this where they take those little knot, like those two X's, and they would do stuff with that. But unfortunately, with COVID and coronavirus, I cannot have somebody within 6 feet of me. So I can't show you that. But what I can show you is a cool magic trick, right? So let's go from the beginning. So if anybody in your house knows how to play Cat's Cradle, check it out, and I'll include a link on the beginning of, or on the video itself. So you're gonna, this time, instead of wrapping it around like we did, like this, right? How we did for the Cat's Cradle, we're doing it, we want it around our hand, but we want it a little bit different. So I'm gonna stick my thumb in, and I'm gonna have it go across my hand, and then I'm gonna go behind my pinky. Right? I know that seems, took me a while to figure this out, but I'm just going to go put my thumb in. It's going to go over my hand, and then I'm just going to tuck my pinky behind. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I've got to cross both hands. I'm going to go with my middle finger, right? And I want to go in between those those strings, like this. Okay, so that's what I've got. Now, what I've got, if you can kind of see, I've got an X near my thumbs. Well, what's going to happen is my thumb is going to grab this, it's going to go over that X, and it's going to grab these other strings, right? So I'm going to grab these other strings. So I'll show you that again. So I'm just going to go under, and I'm going to grab these other strings, okay? Now, a lot of people can take their thumb, see how there's two strings on my thumb? The one that's closest to the bottom, like the bottom of my thumb, I got to get rid of that line. Now, some people can just drop their thumbs and they drop that string, but I have to get my face in here, and I'm going to put my lips on that string, and I'm going to put it over my thumbs. It's going to look something like this. So I'm going to get my face in here and grab the string and pull it over top. Oh, let's fix that one. Over top of those thumbs. Okay, so now I'm left with only one string on my thumbs. Now, the pinkies, they've kind of got this back part. I'm going to slowly let that go. And I'm going to pull it tight. And it looks like a teacup and saucer. Isn't that cool? So it looks something like, let's show you. Present now, present now. A window. Share. Oh, did I get rid of it? I got rid of it. Presenting your screen. Awesome. If I go teacup and saucer, teacup, sorry, I had it and then deleted it. Saucer, right? So see how it's got a teacup? It's kind of got like a diagonal lines, and then it's got this little plate that it sits on. That's a teacup and saucer, and that's what we made. So let's do it one more time. Stop presenting. So you're gonna have it around your hand, right? It's going on both hands, and I pull it tight. Then I'm gonna grab the middles and pull that tight. Okay. Now, oh, something happened. What happened here? Hold on. Something happened. It's bound to always happen to Mrs. Pye. There we go. Okay. So now I got to get these thumbs. They're going to go over that X, and I'm going to grab the next two strings, and I'm going to pull them tight. But again, now I have two strings over my thumb. So I'm going to grab that string closest to my bottom of my thumbs. I'm going to pull it over top of my thumbs with my mouth. So I'm going to grab with my mouth and pull over top. Right? So I only have one string on my thumbs. Now those pinkies, I'm going to just drop them. I'm just going to bring those pinkies in. That string will drop. I'll pull it closed. And there's teacup. Cool. Try that. Practice that at home. Now, also with Indigenous, I don't know if you noticed, Mrs. Pye is wearing her braids. I don't know if you can see that. So Indigenous people, a lot of them wear braids. And you'll notice many boys or many men have braids. Now, why they have braids is braids shows strength. It shows their culture or their identity. It's part of who they are, right? It's part of the Indigenous culture. So a lot of Indigenous people have braids. And so I wanted to show you how to braid. Now, some of you may know how to braid, which is great, but some of you might not, or just not something that you picked up. So I thought, well, I've got 3 different kinds of colors of string. I'm going to grab my tape, and I'm going to put it on there. Right. Oh, and here's something else you can do. Sorry. Macrame. That's what I made middle keychains as well, right? You could make those for Father's Day, which is coming up on the same day as National Indigenous Peoples Day. So braiding, you want 3 sections of color, right? So I'm going to have my yellow, my red, and my white. And so I'm going to have them to 3 parts. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start bringing, keep going over the center one, keep going over the center one. But the center one will change. It won't always stay red, right? Watch. So if I'm braiding, I'm going to start with the left because I'm left-handed. I'll start with the right because you guys are right-handed. So I'm going to go white goes over top of the red, and then the yellow goes over top of the white. Red goes over top of the yellow, white goes over top. And we start to get this braid happening. And then what happens is when you're good, you can hold on to those pieces, right? I like to hold on to with my thumb, and we just keep going back and forth, and we keep tightening as we're going, right? And we'll make a braid. Now, some of my boys are thinking, well, Miss Pear, I am never going to need to know how to braid. Well, you never know. Sometimes you might need to, right? People with horses, sometimes they braid their horsetails. Maybe you need to braid a piece of string so that it makes it stronger, right? This is stronger than one piece of yarn, right? So maybe you need to make a stronger rope. So braiding is an important thing to learn. So that is how you make a braid. So see if you can try and figure out how to do braids. Yeah, so just some stuff with string today, guys. It feels really weird that I can't see myself on the monitor, but that's it. That's all we have today. Try the cat's cradle. Try the teacup, right? Try braiding, and let me know how it goes. Always email me at sheilapere at pwpsd.ca. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I miss you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great day. Okay? All right. Bye.